5-minute reading. My wife is very good. She might go 7 minutes. Go to Luke. Luke's 15 and 11. And she's going to go all the way to 24. Listen to this story.
Then he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me. So he divided to them his livelihood. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possessions with prodigal living.
Now stop. See, this man might have had a different idea than just going to this foreign land. He might have been going there to open a business. You know what I'm saying? We got to think of how the adversary comes. He comes to you in your mind. Mm-hmm. Now he asked his dad, can I get my part? He been working with his dad. You know, he wanted his, John. Dad, can you give me mine? I'm about to go buy some baby beds and stuff. You know? And then I'm going to go ahead and open up a little business on the side so Roxanne can run. And that's what he's thinking. But immediately, the adversary is zooming in his head. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know, you got time for baby beds later. You know, Roxanne don't need to start that right now. That ain't enough to get her started. And next thing you know, he gets involved in some other stuff. See, we got to quit thinking he wanted his money just to go do bad. He might have wanted his money to go do some good. Amen. Then the adversary got in his mind and rerouted it. Have you ever thought about that? The Lord put it on this heart and said, tell him that. Yeah. Think, you know, when you read this story, you go like, well, he just wanted his money so he could party. Why? He might not. He's living good his whole life. He might want to open the business, get going. You give your brother this, give me mine. I'm going way out and open up. Got crossfire. Come on.
Verse 14. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything.
Now, I got trapped in something like that once in my life. I went way out in California, I started living. Then all of a sudden, I turned out a mess. I was running with the wrong crew of folk, and then I got trapped way out there. Miles and miles from my family. You know, and I mean, goodness, I needed to be back at my dad's house. I do a lot better than this. Yeah. I was scratching. Sometimes y'all would get way out here, next thing we know, we fools. And we scrubbing and scratching. And we doing things we wouldn't do if we was close to our house. You know, our parents wouldn't even let us live like that.
Come on.
You know, I could stop by, you know, Carolyn, you know, your son would stop by and say, here, boy, take this here. You know, but you so far away until you can't even ask for help.
Yeah.
And then pride sets in. And you don't want to call home and tell them you're doing bad.
Yep.
So you stay out there in that mess. Okay? You stay out there in the mess instead of coming on home. Keep calling, Emily.
Verse 17. But when he came to himself, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say to him, Father, I have sinned.
Stop. Now he knew I made a mess. He said, it's better at home if I'm cleaning the yard. And taking the trash out. My folk gonna make sure I got a bed to sleep in and make sure I got some food to eat. He came and said, I need to go home. Yeah. But you know what he did? Did you hear what he said? I did it. I did it. You know what people always want to say?
Somebody else did it.
Della did it. I'm running around with Della. If I wasn't with Della. Now, Della didn't do nothing to you. You did it to yourself. Here, you see where he put it on himself. This is what sets him free, y'all.
Right.
This is why we don't come free.
Oh.
I wanted to preach this to some other folk, but they ain't here. But you know, sometimes You know, you don't blame it on you because you the one that caused the problem, but you want to say somebody else did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Come on.
If you would have just said it yourself, you would have been free. Y'all remember when I finally got out of the drugs and the alcohol and all that stuff, I come clean. Wasn't me and God. Wasn't nobody else to blame. I did it.
Yeah.
I could have run back then, but God gave it to me. When the next test come, I seen Willie Triple, I cut. I'm not talking to him. He's too slick. Oh man, we just gonna knock. Yeah, see this wind? I'm not gonna even talk about it.